If you think all Destiny 2 dungeons are bangers, you're wrong. Some of them are absolute masterpieces, others I wouldn't wish on my worst fireteam leader. Whether you're grinding for loot, chasing solo flawless, or just trying to figure out which dungeon doesn't waste your time, this is the only tier list you need. I'm breaking down every dungeon in Destiny 2, best mechanics, best loot, worst bosses, and which one is actually fun to run more than once, or do a solo flawless. And yeah, if your favorite dungeon ends up in D tier, I'm not sorry. Maybe Bungie should have tried harder. We're going from oldest to newest. Let's dive in. Shatter Throne. The first dungeon ever released, and honestly still one of the best looking ones to this day. It's stunning, dark, mysterious, the kind of place that instantly makes you wonder, what the hell am I doing here and why does it feel like I'm trespassing? The atmosphere is absolutely unmatched. It feels scary, eerie, and haunting in the best way. Aesthetic-wise, it's a masterpiece. Mechanically, it's nothing mind-blowing, but the first time I ran it blind, I actually had to pause and think, which is rare in Destiny. Replayability? Off the charts. I could run this dungeon endlessly, it never gets old. The loot's nothing crazy, though some of the new weapons got reprised a few seasons back. I really wish they leaned into the Taken theme instead of sticking to the Dreaming City visuals for the guns. But as far as solo content goes, this is one of the best starting points. It's the easiest dungeon to dip your toes into soloing. But be careful, don't die in the big hole before the throwaway like I did, more times than I care to admit. Solid A tier. Next is Pit of Heresy, Bungie's first post-Activision dungeon, and it came out swinging. The mechanics felt fresh, new, and unlike some later dungeons, not at all tedious. It's approachable, but still engaging. The first encounter, incredible. You walk through these shadowy hallways and then bam, a giant wall of hive symbols, and you're just standing there thinking, okay, now what? It was confusing, but in a good way. It had a sense of mystery. And let's talk about the maze encounter. That section is iconic. If someone says pit, my brain immediately jumps to the maze. No clue why I love it so much, but it's one of the best encounter transitions in any dungeon. Now the loot? Yeah, it's ancient. Needs new perks, new visuals, something. Bungie, if you're listening, refresh it. But even without updated gear, I keep running it. It has that good dungeon feel. It's also easily in my top 3 dungeons to solo or solo flawless. Solid A tier, no question. Now, Prophecy. Let's be real. This one had one of the coolest mechanics out of the gate. Standing in light or dark to collect motes, that's just dope. People clowned on it for being Gambit the dungeon, but come on, it's more than that. It looks amazing. It feels great to play, and the second encounter, one of the most satisfying in the game. It's not complex, but rotating that cube, it just feels nice. The whole place screams Dreaming meets digital. Lore-wise, it's interesting, and it even kind of vibes with the new Edge of Fate expansion aesthetic. The weapons are alright, but honestly, it's the look of the loot that sells it. Prophecy is also one of the fastest dungeons to run. It's smooth, snappy, and doesn't overstay its welcome. Great one for solo attempts too. Solid B tier. Next would be Grasp of Avarest. I think this dungeon launched during a time when the Destiny community was kind of roasting Bungie for, well, pretty much everything, and at first I didn't like it. The mechanics felt recycled, but I gotta admit, the beginning, these loot cave troll moments, hilarious. I love that. Every decision can instantly kill you. Absolute chaos. The Sparrow section was fun, the giant shield mechanic was cool at first, but wore thin fast. And the final boss can be super annoying. Having to kill his 2 minions over and over again is just tedious. Well, if you don't one-phase him, of course. The loot's okay. Ayas Luna, of course, is the star of the show, obviously. The dungeon itself looks like your standard Fallen lair. Nothing special visually, it's a bit tougher to solo than the easier dungeons, but still not a big deal. Overall, probably D tier. Now Duality. This dungeon is in a league of its own. From the second you load in, it just feels different. That dreamlike callous aesthetic, creepy and regal. It's like wandering through someone's broken ego. The mechanics are so good, especially the bell hopping mechanic that flips the world. It feels incredible. I grinded the hell out of this place for that SMG with Demo and Frenzy. I still don't have that perfect roll, and I still won it. The loot was powerful, the visuals unforgettable. I've run this dungeon more than any other and I'm still not sick of it. At launch, solo flawless was absolutely brutal. Cabal kicks were lethal. Even now, it's tough, mostly to sheer enemy volume. But it's also really fun to farm. Easily S tier. Spire of the Watcher. Oh boy, this one. Where do I even start? Climbing the spire? Neat concept. The mechanic where you connect the circuits, pretty clever, not gonna lie. But beyond that, everything else felt half-baked. The second encounter is just the first one, with a boss from Garden of Salvation. And the final boss, it's literally just a giant chicken, no joke. The loot's serviceable, I guess, and visually it's got a cool vibe, but that's about it. It's also super fast to run and easy to solo flawless, but honestly, it's just not fun enough to want to. D tier. Ghosts of the Deep. This is Bungie getting weird, and it absolutely works. Underwater mechanics, terrifying. That second encounter boss running at you underwater through the dark, I panicked, fully. I think I even peed myself a little. It's like Destiny got crossbred with Subnautica. The Hive Guardians felt like real threats. The final boss trying to resurrect Oryx as a Lightbearer, that's wild even by Destiny standards. The loot's great, rocket launcher and the SMG both slap. The first encounter drags a little with the door mechanics, but after that it's smooth sailing. Visually, just wow. The mystery and atmosphere here are off the charts. Solo Flawless at the beginning was an absolute hell, but it's grown into one of the most replayable dungeons in the game. Easy S tier. Warlords Ruin. This one is a visual treat. Snowy cliffs, eerie castles, it's like Game of Thrones crashed into Destiny. The traps after the first encounter are hilarious and kind of brutal. I don't know how many times I died there, but I don't think I can count that much. Mechanically, it's creative. The ogre fight where you have to hug torches or freeze to death, genius. The loot's decent, but it lacks a wow factor. Same goes for the whole dungeon, actually. It's almost amazing, but not quite. Still, it's one of the easier dungeons to solo and doesn't drag. Something's missing though. Maybe a more sinister tone. Well, at least to me personally. It's my least cleared dungeon, which really says a lot. C tier. Vespers Host. Yeah, people love to hate on this one, but honestly, I had fun. A derelict space station with spooky vibes? Hell yes. It reminded me of Dead Space. And even though the mechanics are borrowed from Deepstone Crypt, they were twisted enough to feel fresh. The first encounter is a slog, not gonna lie. But the final boss? Huge arena, high tension, it feels important, the loot is excellent, 2 top tier grenade launchers? Say less. It used to be easier to solo too, back when you could cheese the second encounter with Prismatic Titan and Synthoceps. Well, I wouldn't really call it a cheese, but maybe you get it. If the first encounter didn't feel like such a time sink, this would be an A tier, but as it is, probably strong B. And Sunder Doctrine. Very solid dungeon. The contest run was intense, stressful, but so satisfying. The light beam puzzles, super fresh and new. And the stuff between encounters didn't feel like filler. They were more like bonus challenges. Second encounter deserves its own shout out. The lock mechanism that shoots, legendary. It's stylish, fun, and you can solve it in multiple ways. The lore actually helps you go faster, which is a really cool twist. The loot also looks amazing, and the final boss is no joke. The doors are chaos until you figure them out. Once you do, smooth ride, but just be ready to get crushed. Haven't solo flawless it yet, but it looks doable. Great replayability, very strong A tier. And yeah, that's the list. Disagree? Good. Let me know where you'd rank yours in the comments and which dungeon you think deserves more love or hate. Hit like if your favorite dungeon made S tier, and smash subscribe if you've ever been body slammed into a wall by a Cabal Phalanx. And as always, I'll see you next time.